Good morning to everyone. Myself, I am Surya Narayana, working as an assistant professor in DBS IT Kavali. Today, my presentation on industrial engineering subject, similarly known as IE. In last class, we discussed about Taylor Scientific Management. What is Taylor Scientific Management and what are the elements, tools in that? And after that, we discussed about the principles which are given by the Taylor. We discussed in previous class. But today in this class, I'm going to discuss and explain about Fayol's principles of management, similarly known as Fayol's 14th principles. Today I'm continuing with Unit 1 in Industrial Engineering subject. First of all, what is Fayol's administrative management? We already know that Fayol's name. Fayol already given the definition for management. His full name is Henry Fayol. He is a French industrialist and the father of modern operational management theory. He was given many number of organizational activities. These organizational activities are divided into number of groups. Those are namely in 6 groups. First group is about technical. Technical is related to the production phase. Okay, it is technical phase is related to production phase. In this, producing parts by using the given raw materials which are coming from loading section. Next, coming to commercial, this phase is directly related to buying, selling and exchanging. That means purchasing the raw materials and after producing the products which are produced, those are used for selling in outsides. That means by using of distributors, we are selling the products in markets and exchanging the products, taking the old products and giving the new products. It is the exchanging phase. Next, coming to third one, financial activity. Financial, that means search for capital and its optimum usage. Capital, okay, we already know that capital that includes the cost that is directly related to the investment or maintenance or running. These are the capital costs. Capital means total cost. Optimum usage, that means we have to achieve the best results or better results by using of better ways and in a cheapest way. That is also definition of management. Security, that is related to the security, that activity is related to the production of property. That means in that we are selling or purchasing the patent rights for security of production of the property and person. Accounting, this in that phase, this activity is directly related to the managing accounting purpose. That is, in that phase we are managing the accounts like plannings and accountings, etc. Next, sixth one is the managerial activity, that is related to planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating and controlling. Okay, these are the activities which are going in the managerial phase. Okay, these are the organizational activities. Those are given by the Fayol's: technical, commercial, financial, security, accounting and managerial. Next one, among the above activities, Fayol considered managerial activities are the most important for the success of business and he concentrated more on that. His contributions are divided into the following categories. Those are qualities of a manager, general principles of management, elements of management. Today in this class, we will going to discuss about What are the qualities must should be? Of a manager, qualities of a manager. After that, general principles. What are the principles given by the FOILs? Those are 14th principles. First of all, I'm discussing about qualities of a manager. The qualities must have by a manager. Those are according to the FOIL. The following are the list of qualities required in a manager. First is physical strength. Physical strength of a manager. It is a main important quality. Physical strength is very much important factor for doing the work in any business organization. That is health, vigor, and health. Okay, the physical strength is directly related to the good health of a manager. Next, mental ability. Mental ability or capability. Ability to understand, learn, judgment, and mental vigor and capability. Okay, in this phase, the manager should understand the situation. Based on situation, he learn the things and give the judgment to the employees based on the situation, understanding the problems by learning the things. This is about mental ability. In this mental ability, he will suggest the things like judgment will be given to the employees based on the situations, understanding the problems. Okay, these are the factors in mental abilities. After that, moral values. The moral values are very much important in qualities of a manager. Those are energy, firmness, initiative, loyalty, tact, etc. In these moral values like initiative, okay, in any situations like sharing the things of in happiness, in sorrows, okay, in any situation, you want to take initiative, okay, you'll take initiative in any things. And loyalty, he judge the employees by understanding the situation and making kindness. These are the factors in moral values. Educational qualifications are very much important factor in managerial qualities of a manager. Education plays an important role in quality. Okay, he know the proper knowledge about education like planning, organizing, after then controlling. For maintaining or organizing these three factors, he must know about proper knowledge on education. After that, technical. Technical, that is directly related to the function of being performed. Technical phase, that is related to processing phase. He know the particular knowledge or peculiar knowledge about what which function he was doing. It is the technical phase. After that, work experience. Work experience is very important factor and important quality. Experience is very important. Why? Because the previous work experience is very useful for new company. That means he put the efforts in new company based on his previous work experience. After then, general principles of management. FOIL has given 14 principles of management. He has made distinction between management principles and management elements. Okay. After that, while management principles is a fundamental truth and establishes cause-effective relationship, elements of management denotes the function performed by a manager. While giving these management principles, FOILs emphasize two things. One is these principles not exhaustive but suggestive. Okay, these principles are not commands like suggestive things as discussed only. After then, the principles of management are not rigid. These principles are not fixed but flexible to use in any situation based on occurrence. After that, 14th principle. These principles are very important in national examinations also. Foils, he asked in external examinations, write the 14 principles which are given by the foils or explain the 14 principles of foils. First one is the division of work. We already discussed this factor. Division of work, it is very important, helpful to take the advantage of specialization. Division of work, it is also known as decentralization. The work is divided among the members of group based on the employees' skills and talents. That means the task or work will be given to the employee based on his skill talents. Okay, based on her or his interest, the work will be allotted or assigned to the employee. Then, based on his or her interest, the work will be completed within given period of time. Okay, that is known as decentralization. It is the first one, first principle of FOILs. It can be applied at all levels of the organization. Division of work. The another example for division of work is one task is assigned or one work is assigned to the one employee, then he feels very easy to finish that work. Then simultaneously 10 works or 10 tasks are directly assigned to the employee, then he felt very difficult to finish them. So the work will be divided to the every individual employee based on skills and talents. Then the work will be finished within the given period of time. It is the division of work or decentralization process. Second one is the authority and responsibility. Authority is the management. Okay, authority is a continuation of officials and personal factors. Official authority is derived from the manager's position, and personal authority is derived from personal qualities such as intelligence, experience, moral worth, past services. Okay, authority is a top level management. Responsibility to do the work and complete the work within the given period of time. Okay, he is also known as responsibility arises out of assignment activity. Assignment of activity. The activity must be completed within given period of time, which was given by the top level management or authority, that is personal authority or main authority. That is the second principle. Coming to third one, in any business organization, discipline plays a main important role. The discipline factors are making obedience and following the rules and regulations, applications, behavior of respect shown by the employees. All the personnel serving in an organization should be disciplined. Discipline is a very important factor in any business organization. The employee making the obedience and showing the obedience to the manager or top level management, then he feels very happy. He means the top level management or manager or teammate. After then, fourth one is the unity of command. Fourth one is the unity of unity. Unity is a thing grouping together. Unity of command, that means following only one command that is given by the manager. Unity of command means the person should get orders only from one superior. The superior in that phase, superior is related to the team manager or manager, a top level management, that is CEO or director. Foyle has considered unity of command as an important aspect in managing an organization. He says that should it be violated, authority is undermined, discipline is jeopardy, order disturbed, and stability threatened. Like that, an employee should follow the orders or commands which are given by the superior. Okay, then he does not violates the commands or statements which are given by the top level management. If in case he violates the things and he tenure from the organization, from that place only. After then, unity of direction. According to this principle, each group of activities with the same objective must have one head and one plan. In that phase, the employee should follow one head. In that one head, that is directly related to the one superior, that is team manager or main authority or personal authority. Okay, he should obey the rules which are given by the top level management. One plan. The employee should follow the commands and statements and rules and regulations given by the management based on one plan. Okay, the supervisor or manager prepares the plan for any target. Then the employee should follow the one head, that is superior, and one plan which was prepared by the supervisor or manager, that is unity of direction. Follow only one direction, one head and one plan, that is the unity of direction. After that, subordination of individual interest to general interest. In that phase, it is the sixth principle of Foyle's individual interest. That means the task or one work is allotted to the employee, then he feels very easy. When he feels very easy, that means he feels very easy. The work is related to the employee's interest. Okay, the work is related to the employee's interest, then he feels very easy. Then it is not based on the employee's interest, he feels general interest. Okay, observe the difference between individual interest to the general interest. Individual interest is he feels very easy, then it is based on his or her interest. It is individual interest. Then the work is given or assigned by the manager to the employee, then he feels general interest. And factors which are affected like ambition, laziness, weakness, etc. tend to reduce the importance of general interest. General interest means it is not an individual interest. This work is given by the supervisor or manager. The work should be allotted by them. Then the work will be completed in a given period of time. It is a general interest, but the individual interest, in individual interest, the work should be given by the, in this phase also, the work should be given by the supervisor or manager. Then based on his or her interest, it should be completed within given period of time. It is the individual interest. Okay, observe the differences between individual to general. Next, seventh one is the remuneration to personal. Remuneration means remuneration to employees should be fair and provide maximum possible satisfaction to employees and employers, like giving the salaries for a particular date, giving the salaries for particular date and particular time without making arrears to the employees, giving the salaries for every month. It is the remuneration. Foyle did not favor profit sharing plan for workers, but advocated it for managers. Okay, he says that the profit should be not shared to the all workers, but it may be applicable for managers. Giving good salaries to the employees, the work should be completed within the given period of time, and the business organization is runs smoothly. Next, eighth one is the centralization process. Everything which goes to increase the importance of subordinates rules is decent. In first principle, we discussed about this factor, decentralization or division of work. Those are both are similar. Everything which goes to reduce, it's a centralization. The degree of centralization or decentralization is determined the needs of company. Making and hiring of new employees and tenuring the employees from the positions that is based on the need of company. Okay. Hiring or recruiting the personals or persons and tenuring or releasing that is based on the basic need of the company. That is centralization or decentralization. Coming to ninth principle, scalar chain. Here we are following a scalar chain of authority and of a communication ranging from the highest to the lowest, like descending order. From highest to lowest, we are following a scalar chain here. It suggests that each communication going up or coming down must flow through each position in the line of authority. That means the commands and statements which are given by the top level management should flow from top level manager to manager. That means director to the CEO, after the director, after then manager, then supervisor, after then the team manager, then it reaches to the employees. That is the scalar chain following from highest to the lowest. It can be short circuited only in special circumstances. Okay, the scalar chain is short circuited in only such circumstances, only in special occasions. In other all times, we should follow the scalar chain in any organization. Next, coming to 10th principle of FOIL, order. This is a principle relating to the arrangement of things and people. In material order, there should be a place for everything and everything should be in its place. Similarly, in social order, there should be right man in right place. Okay, ordering in this order means arrangement of things. Okay, in order to do the work, the main resources are required to complete any work. The main resources are like raw materials, equipments, and machineries, which are very important to do the work in any organization. For material order, there should be a place for everything and everything should be in its place, like machineries and equipments. After then, social order, like asking rights and right man in the right place. It is the 10th principle of FOIL. Next, coming to 11th one, equity. Equity is the combination of justice and kindness. Equity in treatment and behavior is like by everyone and it brings loyalty in the organization. The application of equity requires good sense and experience and good nature. Okay, the top level management should show the top level management show the justice and kindness about the employees. Equity in treatment. The employees all are similar who are working under organization. That is unity of work is very much important. Unity of work, that is similarly known as equity. Okay. Behavior is liked by everyone and it brings loyalty in the organization. That is the equity principle. Okay, making all the employees in one factor. Next, coming to 12th one, stability of tenure. No employee should be removed within the short period of time. Okay, there should be a reasonable security of jobs. Okay, no employees should be removed without giving a proper intimation and without giving a proper notice to the employees, and tenuring from the company by following reasonable answers by the top level management. Stability of tenure is essential to get an employee accustomed to new work and succeeding in doing it well. Okay, stability of tenure is like, no, in this the principle follows no employee should be removed within short period of time without giving proper notices and without giving proper acknowledgement. Next, 13th principle is the initiative. Within the limits of authority and discipline, the manager should encourage their employees for taking initiative. Every employee should feel the business organization or the company is his or her own company. Then he only works and put his the all efforts in that company. This is the initiative, taking initiative principle. Initiative is concerned with thinking out and execution of plan. Initiative increases zeal and energy on the part of human beings. Initiative is very much important principle which was given by the Fayol. In any organization, in any company, okay, we should take initiative for all the things. Next, 14th one is the esprit de corps. It is the principle of union is strength. Union is the strength. It is the esprit de corps principle. And extension of unity of command for establishing teamwork. A target or a task or a work, it is completed by maintaining the teamwork. By maintaining the teamwork or group work, then only the work or the task is completed before the timing of within the given period of time. The manager should encourage esprit de corps, like unity of strength, unity of the employees. That is similar, unity of employees or unity is strength, de corps among his employees. These are the 14th principles of Fayol's and Fayol's principles of management. Today I am concluding with Fayol's 14th principle. 14th principle, esprit de corps. Okay, today in this class, we discussed about what is Fayol's principles of management and what is the purpose of giving 14th principle based on two things. And after that, quality of managers, elements of principles, elements of management. After that, principles of management, similarly known as 14th principles of Fayol's. In next class, we'll discuss about De Morgan's theory and Maslow theory. Thank you, students. Thank you all. If you like this video, please subscribe to DBS Talks YouTube channel. Okay, thank you once again.